Waiting exposes what you worship. Everyone hates waiting. But what if I told you waiting doesn't test your patience? It tests your worship? That's the part nobody tells you about silence. It's not empty. It's revealing. When God delays, He's not just holding back an answer. He's holding up a mirror. And in that mirror, you start to see what you really trust. Exodus 32:1 says, "When the people saw that Moses delayed coming down the mountain, they gathered around Aaron and said, 'Make us gods who will go before us.'" Just 40 days. That's all it took for Israel to trade the presence of the living God for a statue that wouldn't talk back. Because when heaven feels quiet, the human heart gets noisy. They couldn't handle silence, so they filled it with something shiny. And we still do it. When the prayer isn't answered, we start building golden calves of our own. For some, it's control. If God won't move, I'll make it happen myself. For others, it's comfort. If God won't fix it, I'll numb the pain. And for many of us, it's distraction. We drown out the ache so we don't have to face it. But waiting exposes the idols you didn't know were there. It shows whether you worship the giver or just the gift. Psalm 37 verse 7 says, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him." That verse doesn't sound heroic, but it's warfare. Because stillness is where faith either stands or falls. Think about Abraham. He had the promise of a son, but no sign of fulfillment. And when the waiting got long, he made a human plan. Ishmael was born, and with him came decades of tension that could have been avoided if Abraham had just waited for Isaac. Waiting isn't weakness. It's obedience under pressure. Deuteronomy 8:2 says, "The Lord led you these 40 years in the wilderness to humble and test you to know what was in your heart." That's what waiting does. It humbles you until all the pretending stops. You can't fake trust in a desert. You either believe God is enough or you don't. And here's the hidden advantage. Waiting detoxes your worship. It burns away everything you thought you needed until only love remains. You stop chasing blessings and start chasing the blesser. Isaiah 26:3 promises, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." That's the reward hidden in the waiting, perfect peace in an imperfect season. So if you're in that silent stretch right now, don't rush to fill it. Don't build something golden just because God seems quiet. Stay in the stillness long enough to see what it's showing you, because waiting doesn't just prove your patience, it purifies your praise. And